Let's just talk about generally just the market in general today. It was a great day in the market. A lot of stocks saw gains. MicroStrategy was up. What you call it? TSM.
Oh yeah.
TSM.
Oh yeah.
Was up.
Shout out to everybody that every time TSM goes up, they send me an applause text. Yeah, every time it goes
easily. Yeah.
ASML. Another one. ASML.
Keep going, Shotty.
Was up big.
Keep going.
Bitcoin over $100,000.
Keep going.
So that's good for iBit. Nvidia, steady gain. Meta,
my baby.
was up.
Yep.
Microsoft was up. SMH was up. A lot of stuff. Was up. You know, the usual suspects.
Nvidia,
for sure. MU,
Micron. Might have heard some of these things. If you watch VST, we'll talk about that a little bit later.
Yep, for sure.
Okay.
So yeah, I want to just give everybody an opportunity to talk about today. Today was a good day for me. Watching.
I saw that.
The trading.
I saw that. What you doing?
Oh yeah. I told him stay low key firing. This guy just
the options class, EYL University options class, for sure. But all of those stocks, MU.
Yeah,
we was down big on MU, but
what I text you?
Climbing back out.
No, what I text you?
Climbing back out the hole.
I said the power of patience.
Climbing back out
the hole. Patience pays.
Especially
with all the new money flowing in.
Yeah, and then all the other stuff that we talked about before, like TSM, something that we've been talking about for a long time.
Forever.
Nvidia, obviously. ASML, that was another one that worked out for me personally. ASML, it was moving sideways for a long time. So hopefully we can start to see some breakout in 2025, because ASML is an interesting stock. We talked about before. With its high was $1,100, and then it dropped to $645. So
good buying opportunity. Yep.
Yeah, almost like a 55% drop. But they do have a monopoly in the space that they hold in the chip ecosystem. So ASML is a good company that had a big drop. And we always talk about that. And then MicroStrategy had a big drop.
It did
last week,
right before the end of the year. Yep,
it went to 290, I think, maybe even a little bit lower. And then they had a nice recovery based off of, like I said, the Bitcoin bounce. So there's a lot of stuff happening these days.
Yeah, I mean, it's the power of patience. And in fact, right here on Market Mondays, we went over the importance of ASML. I sent this article. I don't know if anybody read it, but in the Wall Street Journal, there's this article about the most indispensable machine in the world, and it's about ASML and the one woman who actually is powering that machine. And it goes into the deep depths of the semiconductor economy and how it all comes back to this company. And so you see that there's another company too, Applied Materials. So people are watching how they make machines, but they're moving as well, because they actually are helping the parts that actually make those machines. And so if you understand the economy, you understand that ASML, we can't make chips without them, right? And then we know from the manufacturing standpoint, TSM, which we saw, and I think, Ian, we've been saying this for a while now, like, I always feel like it's undervalued. When it was at 95, I felt like it was undervalued. At 105, when I did that call, I felt like it was undervalued. Even at 200 now, like, I know it got up to 218 today. It still feels undervalued for what it means to the economy.
For how valuable it is?
Right. It still feels TSM. I still feel like it's an undervalued stock.
What about the geopolitical risk? Because President Ping, he said on New Year's Day, or it was either New Year's Eve or New Year's Day. I think it might have been New Year's Eve. He said that no one can stop the reunification of China and Taiwan.
So that is a lingering issue. That would only be the thing, and I think that's why it trades where it trades. But the fact that those foundries are starting to get online in Arizona, and there's a great video of how they're actually running. They actually are probably going to be up by 2026, late 2026.
Yeah,
and they're building more. Right. It initially started with a $40 billion investment. Then they realized, hey, we need probably another foundry. So now they've got 3 foundries out in Arizona. Those are going to be online. That takes away some of the reliance that they have in Taiwan. It won't replace Taiwan. Hopefully they never have to replace it, right? But in the event, from a supply and demand situation, right, so we don't have a shortage, having that on U.S. soil, I mean,
make all the difference in the world. And the underlying factor, of course, the geopolitical threat is really big. But over the holidays, I had a chance to talk to a few people, and I asked them what did they think about Taiwan potentially being taken over. And these were like fund managers who were Democratic leaning. But their sentiment was we have a president that probably will be more aggressive in protecting Taiwan than the current administration while they're still in office. So I think the thought is if China does try and invade Taiwan, they will be met with a force that I think maybe the current administration would not have met them with. So still have to put on your SWOT analysis. If Xi Jinping gets upset and he feels that Taiwan is theirs, but I think we'll step in and intervene because that company is too important.
Way too important
to let go to our competitors.
Yeah, and you take into account, and anybody that's in the tech world, the Consumer Electronics Show that is happening in Vegas. This is big time. This is Christmas now. like we wait for earnings report for Nvidia at CES, and if you're not familiar, check it out. Conference hours every year. This is where the leaders in technology come to talk about the announcements for the future. AMD spoke today. Jensen is going to be speaking later tonight, which I'm sure that's rock star status.
Yeah.
They're going to be talking about, I'm sure, Blackwell. I'm sure they're going to be talking about Rubin, and I'm sure they're going to be talking about the future of GPUs and CPUs, plus their new clients. So this is exciting, man. So when you see the market move like it did, especially the NASDAQ today, when we talk about catalyst events, CES is one of those catalyst events because the leaders in technology will be there speaking, talking about the future of their companies. It's exciting times, man. It's exciting times.
And I'll say, if you refuse to hold some of these chip companies for the next 5 years, it's going to be one of the biggest mistakes you make in the next 5 or 6 years. You do whatever you want to. If you choose to be broke, that is on you. I am begging you. Pick one, hold it. I love Nvidia, but hold one for the next 5 years, no matter what anybody else says.
Please. The growth that we've seen in this sector, what would it even be comparable to, right? Like to see all these companies move, like we talked about a Micron, we talk about an ASML, we can talk about Applied Material. There's a bunch of them that are moving. I don't know if I've seen a sector move like this over this duration of time. This is like since 2020, really.
Yeah, it's been a long time. I really maybe pharma in the 90s, but they didn't have the fanfare from the public the way that these companies do. Like Jensen's the new Steve Jobs. Crazy to say, but AMD probably will have a breakout year. They're lying low. TSM is one of the most valuable companies, the most important companies in the world. So it's definitely going to be interesting. But yeah, I haven't seen anything like it for sure.
All right, we got to monitor the situation.